Hello and welcome to Match Day Review. It was a riveting day's Test cricket from Cape Town. South Africa started the day with 17 runs and one wicket, and in the first over, Bumrah struck with that beautiful ball to Aiden Markram, where he shouldered arms, and India got their first breakthrough. From there on, South Africa chirped in with some important partnerships, but still, Bumrah was the star for India by picking up 5 wickets, and it was a seventh 5 wicket haul. At the end of the day's play, India are 57 and the lead is 70 runs. And that is the key point to discuss over here. I have Abhishek and Nirmit to join again to discuss on that interesting day's play. Welcome, both of you. I'll get to Abhishek first up. What a day's Test cricket. Yesterday also we saw a gripping day, yet another day where both the teams had a very strong tussle and it couldn't have been separated. And you can say now the game is evenly poised for an exciting finish.
Oh, for sure, man. Oh, so what a great day of, cricket, Test cricket at its finest. What an eventful day. 2 days, 22 wickets. Like, you can't ask for more than that, 250 runs, 22 wickets. Both teams they're finding it hard to stay on the pitch by batting. And the bowlers are right on top of the batters. So as far as the second day is concerned, I would still say it's been India's day, despite the 2 wickets conceded. But they were also top balls, and as openers, you can't really avoid that. Unlike you can't really avoid that. But the ship has been steadied, and the lead is also pretty solid right now.
True.
And I would say there's still 3 more days remaining. The game is still young. No need to rush into batting, I would say, for India. Play slowly, play defensively. No need to keep the scoreboard ticking slowly, but play defensively. There's a lot of time remaining. Take it slowly, yeah, but it's going to be a fun Test match to watch.
बिल्कुल true. Nirmit, but just like as a Bumrah ne aaj गेंद डाली, मतलब he just paid it back to Jansen, isn't it? Because he was tinkered with in the last innings of that wondrous Test match. But from there on, it really fired him up and fired the teammates as well. You know how much it meant for him. He was much more composed. That's one thing which we saw of Bumrah from the second innings, which he bowled in Wanderers. He was much more composed. That's when Bumrah is at his best, isn't it? When he's composed, he's that smiling assassin. He shows his aggression with his lengths rather than with his mouth. We can say that. But he was brilliant, wasn't he? Picking up his seventh 5 wicket haul.
Yeah, he was on fire the entire day. Like he was a man on a mission after all that. Kind of warranted, but still, the criticism he had after the second Test match, being unable to fire in with being the prime bowler, the leading the leader of the pace attack of Indian bowling attack, and he did not perform that well in the second Test match, and all the criticism that came onto him post that defeat in Johannesburg. It was pretty much he knew that he had a task on his hand, and given that India did not have that many runs on board, he knew, like, he was a man on a mission. He knew what he had to do, what his team wanted him to and needed him to do, and he was on fire the entire day. Starting from that pitch of a delivery that Markram shouldered arms and it crashed onto the off stump till the final wicket, where when I think it was Ngidi who edged it, and Ashwin caught it. It was Bumrah, the Bumrah show the entire second day, and
as we know,
and the best part of it was the continuation of the rivalry, the Mumbai Indians rivalry. Between him and Jansen, and like, it was each of a delivery again to send the off stump cartwheeling again, and just before tea. So you know that okay, now only that only tail was there to wrap it up. I mean, Peters was there again, but even once the next session started, he wasn't able to maintain his wicket and keep his wicket, and he also got out. And once that happened, it was only a matter of time when the entire South African batting lineup was over.
Yeah.
And again, the only question was whether Bumrah will get his 7th 5-wicket haul, and he actually did. So
And
again,
what a place to get it, isn't
11,
it?
yeah,
Because this is the
10,
exact
10,
ground he made his debut at.
Debut. Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And again, as we said yesterday,
Yeah.
after the day one's match, that you need to take a couple of early wickets in the
True.
morning session, and once that happens, Indian bowling attack is pretty much good enough to wrap up any batting side in
True.
any conditions, or in any stadium.
Yeah.
So again, we were like, all of us were pretty confident that if and the pitch, because even and you add to the fact that the pitch is very lively, so everything was there for Bumrah, his attitude, his skill, and the pitch and the conditions, and the entire support,
True.
starting from the captain himself. So it was all Bumrah
True.
again. As I said, it was all a Bumrah show today.
True. Absolutely. Indian pace attack is well-rounded and it's well covered in all bases. Abhishek, now it's up to Virat Kohli and Cheteshwar Pujara once again to lead India to a good total so that they can defend it in the second innings, isn't it? And how big a responsibility it'll be for Cheteshwar Pujara. If you look at his scores, he averages 43 in the second innings compared to the first innings, he just averages 17. And that's something which India will be, pretty happy with. And he is positive, and as we discussed yesterday, will come in handy as well, because quick runs would mean that India will be ticking along pretty well in the scoreboard and will help India to post a good lead. And Virat Kohli also looked pretty solid in that short passage of play where he was out there in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So they definitely have the experience and the most experienced campaigners on the pitch playing right now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, despite the loss of 2 wickets, I would still say the India is still in pole position right now to post a daunting target for South Africa. And also, like you said, Cheteshwar Pujara has 43 average 43 in the second innings in this test series. So and plus the fact that he's changed his approach to keep the scoreboard ticking instead of playing defensively most of the time, which is also a sign of positive things to come. So off the pitch, everything's been going great. The team's morale, mentality, intent, with Kohli back as the captain for the third test is it's you can't put a price on that.
You could
Yeah,
definitely
you
see
can
the change.
literally see the change. Yeah, the whole team was so lively on the field. Kohli was making sure that even the people sitting on the players sitting on the bench were involved.
Yeah.
They were so active. You
That's
didn't see
something which I
one
wanted
dull
to point
moment with
out
the
as well.
Indian
It's
team.
something interesting to see because there was no crowd at all, but to get the bench involved, so entire staff and everyone is involved in it. That's something which you want from your players, and so nobody is left out. And that's a team. That's unity you want to see from a top quality team, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
true. And Virat Kohli
yeah,
brings that, he brings that togetherness and, that unity along with that built up aggression that, he divides it, distributes it in the team as well. So, it's just a match made in heaven. He's been great as a captain. He's been great to watch as the captain, as an audience.
True. Before we end with the last question, Nirmit, now going into that next 2 days, we might not know it will go to 5 days, but then what kind of total will Indian bowlers will be looking to defend? Because you saw 240 being chased on Wanderers, so that will be there in their mind, of course. So you're looking at somewhere about 250, or you can still give it all onto your bowlers yet again, saying that you can come on defend 220 to 240.
Well, I think anything above 250 will be a bonus for India, because given the kind of bowling attack, the kind of pitch that Cape Town has, and the kind of pitch that we are witnessing right now, even in the second day, the pitch was doing stuff that batsmen till now aren't able to decipher it. And as the time and days progress, the pitch will only get worse. So I think anything with above 250 will be a bonus for them. And given that we have like that 17 a 13-run lead was it's very crucial, because
Yeah,
those 15, 20, 15 or 20, 30 runs, that plus minus will always come in handy.
true.
Even if we look back into a second test match, uh, in the first innings we weren't able to restrict South Africa to a 10, 15 run like trail. Like we weren't able to lead them with 10, 15 runs. Instead they were leading us with that 30 odd runs,
Yeah,
and that made all the difference. Because if if you reverse that equation, it's a complete new ball game in the third and fourth innings.
true.
So as you said, 250 हो गए, तो फिर तो it's all Bumrah, Shami, Umesh Yadav and Ashwin.
Yeah,
They will all chip in,
yeah,
and you will always back them to even defend two 220 to 30 here. So
true.
anything against above 250 uh, will knowing that we have to face Bumrah and Shami and Ashwin and Thakur on the fourth innings is something give also will be a kind of added pressure onto the South Africans.
True.
So
No, that's very interesting because in the second inning, I'm also expecting Ashwin to come into play. We saw a hint
yeah,
of turn from Keshav Maharaj and also from Ashwin from the straight, and it's only going to deteriorate even more in the second innings. So,
yep.
having said that, thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for more of these podcasts and match day lives. Follow our Instagram page, Boomer11, and also our YouTube. We'll be updating you with some interesting news, interesting podcasts, and all the latest updates. Take care, stay safe.